Welcome to Potting 101. And you ask, why do we need to repot? There are many reasons. The three primary reasons are if your orchid has grown outside of your pot, you will want to repot it. If your orchid looks sick and you can't see any visible signs of stress, we need to look at the roots. That's another major reason to repot. And also, when you buy a new orchid at one of the big stores, Lowe's or Fresh Market or Publix, so it'll be probably a Phalaenopsis, you want to repot it after the blooms fall off. This will ensure that it will keep on growing. Sometimes the growers put something in the pot that pushes the blooms, but if it's not removed, it will rot the roots. Now, this is a Phalaenopsis that I just took out of the tree. I hang all my Phalaenopsis by the tree by the front door. So it looks really pretty, although I do have to play Orchid Shuffle in the winter because they can't stay out under 55 degrees. Okay, so you can see in this case, this was a new Phalaenopsis that I hung in the tree to go with all of the others that were growing there. So the first thing we're going to do is cut off the spike. Now, whenever you're using your scissors, you have to sterilize them first. So I'm cutting this down way at the bottom. And then I'm going to spray it with fungicide and put cinnamon on it. But I'm going to do that at the end after we're finished repotting it, because I'm going to need the fungicide several times. So now you can see that this is very wet. And this is the stuff the growers put in it that holds a lot of water. And that's why we suggest you repot as soon as the blooms fall off, because it will rot the roots. You can see right away, see these black roots? They're all rotted. So, I sterilized this already for this plant. I'm going to start cutting the roots. Now I have to take this to my sink and wash it off. Now, the reason I washed it off is because you get a clearer picture and you can see better if there are any other rotten roots. The ones that are totally black are easy to see, but sometimes you have to look closely and then you can find the others that are turning black. And it's better to cut off anything that is on its way out so it does not encourage the good roots to go bad. And we have one more little one over here. And now, voila. We fungicide. Whenever you have cut roots, you want to put a fungicide on them. And remember, I told you I was going to spray that little area where the spike had come from and put cinnamon. I do not put cinnamon on the roots. I put cinnamon only on the spikes that have been cut. So now she's ready for a new pot. And this is the basket that I had used when I had placed the plastic from the store right inside it. So we're going to use it again, but this time we're planting the orchid directly into it. So we want to make sure there's nothing icky. And I'm even going to spray the bottom of it as an extra precaution. So the first thing I do is put peanuts in the bottom. And this helps with drainage, but I primarily like to use them because this is going to spike again, probably starting next November. And when a Phalaenopsis spikes, you usually want to stake it to hold up the flowers because they get heavy and they'll go over. It's way easier for the end of the spike to go in a bubble, a little peanut, than it is for it to just be grasped by the medium. So orchids are potted in medium. What we like to use at Jacksonville Orchid Society is orchiata, bark, sponge rock, and we add little leca beads. I don't know if you can see them. Sometimes they're really small, sometimes they're medium-sized, but it's combined, all of that, and then we bury the roots. And remember, I have peanuts on the bottom. So we pat it down because we want it to be nice and secure. This thankfully had many roots for it to grab onto the medium. And voila, another happy orchid.